Hello everyone. So I just wanted to do a video similar to one I did last year that people found quite useful when the women's Chrome uh, top set came out, the 23-24 Chrome set. I did sort of a look at the checklist. So I wanted to do it again because the Panini have just announced this set recently, the Lioness Eternity set. So this is the set that has been announced this week, and it's a set that I'm really excited for. I've been waiting for something like this. So it is a England women's dedicated set. Panini still hold the license for the England national team, so they've actually utilised that to create their own set. Um, so I wanted to break down what's involved with this set, and what the numbers break down to when you look at the odds, etc. So the set has 180 base cards and 37 autographs, and that makes up the 217 base set. It features current, past, and rookie players. Then it sort of breaks down, gives you an idea of some of the names, but we'll have a look at them on the checklist. So this is what the box will look like. You're looking for 3 autographs per box. The important thing on there, it says they put their text on average. That's to cover that if you only get 2, you haven't got a legal leg to stand on, because they'll say, oh, it's on average. So it's not guaranteed 3 autos, which is frustrating. Hopefully, we don't see many boxes without 3 in. So this is the box, and this is some of the images. So this is what one of the insert sets looks like, represent. Then you've got your autograph of a current player, Ella Toon, and this is what they'll look like. Got the legend autograph style here, Jill Scott. And then here are some of the various other subcategories. So you've got these artistic looking cards, the Eclipse insert, debut, milestone, another version, the artistic. I think this is the parallel version, and then this is the base version. And then you've got this Eternities Together. So this is the a subset where you've got 2 players on the same card. Just looking at the actual release, so they are £150 a box. If you sign up to the newsletter with a new email address, you can get 10% off, so you can get them for £135 a box. You get 10 cards and 10 packs. It's a lot of money for any box of cards. It's £135. The comparison I would make is, compared to women's Sapphire and Chrome, you only get 1 autograph guaranteed in those boxes, and a women's Chrome box was £120 at retail. Comparatively, you get 3 autographs, and it's guaranteed to be English players. So from an English point of view, if you're not chasing Patelis and Bonmati, which is the big reason to currently buy Chrome and Sapphire, really, I think this makes a lot more sense for the price. You also get 5 numbered cards, so you're essentially getting 8 cards on top of the base cards that are then like numbered and stuff. So I'm just going to flick through to see if we get any new images. I don't think we do. I think it's the same ones. So that's currently the information we have, and then we have the checklist. So as I said, there's 180 base cards, and the first 3 kind of base cards are split amongst the same 30 players. So you've got the base cards here, and you've got Serena the manager, you've got Earps and Hampton the goalies, then you've got all the defenders, all the midfielders, and then the forwards. So some names that are nice to see in here are Hannah Hampton. We haven't got any cards of hers yet. Jess Carter, we've never had an England card of. Same with Gabby George, Maya Letizier, Esme Morgan, Millie Turner, Wubben Brown, Clinton, Mace, Park, Beaver Jones, Jess Naz, and Yeah, they're all new ones to England cards. All the other players have got at least a Donruss card. The important thing to note on parallels is the highest number is out of 50, which is a green. You've got magenta out of 25, red out of 10, gold out of 5, and black out of 1. So there's only 91 parallels available per card, and you're getting 5 of those per box, and that's the same for all of these base milestone things. So it's the same 30 players in the base, the milestones, and the represents. Then we have 10 cards called For the Team, which look to be highlighting key fixtures England have played in the recent few months. So we've got the most recent Nations League. Oh, was this the Euros qualifiers? I think actually, where we played England, we played Sweden, Ireland, and France. Notably, it doesn't have the defeat for France in there, so it's only the games we didn't lose. Obviously, winning at France was sort of what secured us our place at the Euros. And then all we had to do was draw against Sweden in the last game. And then we've got some of the recent friendly games we've played since. Obviously, the biggest win recently was the Spain Nations League win. I think the Portugal Nations League game's a weird one to feature because we played rubbish that day and we should be beating Portugal. Then we've got debuts. So this highlights a lot of the players that we saw higher up the list that we haven't had England cards of before. A few familiar faces: Stanway, Toon, James and Hemp, etc. But I expect these to be more like flashback images to older kits. Then got the Eclipse cards, 25 players again. I think it's a slightly different list of 25 to this list. And then we've got these artistic cards, there's only 20 of those. And then the togethers, and this is the players that are together. They're not necessarily the players I would have paired. For instance, I would probably put Hampton and Earps together to have 2 goalies. And then like paired players by position. So we've got Charles and James for some reason. I know they both play for Chelsea, but I would have probably put Charles and Bronze. Greenwood and Carter's fair enough because you've got Brighton Williamson. I guess Letizia and Clinton because they're Man United. Also Stanway is both midfield partners, so that makes sense. From Kirby and Kelly are both sort of attacking players, so some of them make sense. And Toon and Russell, that's going to be a big chase because of the podcast they do together and 2 of the most popular players. And then looking at the autographs, very excitingly, we've got most of the first team players, a bunch of rookie players, and then very exciting, we've got some new legends we've never seen in an England set, never mind sign. So the reason this is so exciting, the one problem is we don't know how many base versions each of these cards have, but looking solely at the names, we've got Hampton who's never signed any cards, we've got Bronze who's never signed any England cards, Bright's never signed any England cards, Greenwood and Stanway, which I can't see Stanway actually on the list, but Stanway and Greenwood are the only ones that have signed England cards before in the Donruss set. So everybody else has not signed England cards, and quite a lot of these players have never had autograph cards. So Hampton, Williamson, Clinton, Jess Park, Jess Naz, Nikita Paris and Russo, I think are the ones on this that have had no autograph cards in any Topps or Panini sets. And some of the players have had very few, even if they have had autograph cards. Oh, and Ella Toon, she's not had autographs either. So this is really exciting as a fan of the team. And then look at the rookies. A lot of these are going to be probably less popular because a few of them have not reached the main squad yet. But one that will be quite popular because she's just recently made the squad and obviously scored when she came off the bench in one of the friendlies. I think it was friendlies. Michelle Adjiman, currently in the squad at the Euros. and as is Missy Bokern. So they're probably the two biggest on here. Naomi Lazell scored against Barcelona in the Champions League this year for Man City before she got injured, so she's potentially going to be a good one. And then the others are sort of players more in the under 21, under 19 level of setups. And then the big section of this, for me, is the legends. So I sort of had a wish list when I saw this set was announced, and I sort of said I'd love for Farrah Williams to be on there, Ellen White, Jill Scott, Karen Carney, Kelly Smith, and they're all on here. Get Steph Houghton, England Autos, Santa Yankee from uh, earlier years as well, and also Rachel Daly's a really cool one because she's not signed anything before either. Telford's the only one I wouldn't necessarily say is a legend. She made on average 2 appearances a year across a 14-year spell of essentially being England's backup, because she was either backup to Bardsley or to Mary Earps. So she was never the first team goalie really for England, especially not for a long spell. So hopefully we don't see. I'm hoping she doesn't have like hundreds of autographs. So autographs are only numbered to 25 and 1, so there's only 26 autographs numbered, and the rest will be base versions that won't be numbered, which will look like the Ella Toon we saw here, and the Jill Scott here. So I just did some maths that basically works out using those odds that were on the checklist, and the number of parallels per card. It's roughly going to be 3,276 boxes, and that's if the odds and number of parallels you get are accurate. That means based on 3 autos per box, we're looking at 9,828 autos, because there's 37 players that have autos all, with 26 numbered versions. That means there's 962 numbered autos, which means there'll be roughly 1 in every 10 boxes. So they will be very rare. That means that there'll be 8,866 base autos. So the majority of boxes will have 3 base autographs in, and we don't know how common each autograph will be. If they're equally split, that's 266 autographs per player, which would include the 26 numbered ones and then 240 base ones. I also had a look at the fact that there are 217 one-of-ones in this set, and across your 3,276 boxes, that comes to a percentage chance of a one-of-one of 6.59%, I think it is, which is just under 1 in every 20 boxes. So if you're really lucky, you might get a numbered one-of-one auto, you might get a one-of-one and a numbered auto. Most boxes, you'll probably see a numbered auto, 3 base autos, and then the lowest card you're probably going to get is an out of 10. But it's a really good sign that this is going to be not overly produced, not going to have like out of 299 cards. Everything's going to be either rare or collectible. So some people might think, oh, that's not many numbered autos compared to the base. But the good thing is, if there's lots of base cards, if you want a full set of base autos, it makes them more achievable to get, because there's a lot more of them, and you're not having to compete with all these different coloured versions of the numbered autos. So I think from a collecting point of view, it looks a very promising set at the moment. So when we eventually get this released, which currently they're aiming for the 31st of July, it'll be very I'll be very keen to see an update on this. I've ordered my own boxes, so I'll be definitely doing openings of those. So I'm hoping that the expectation meets reality with these. So I'm very excited for this set, and I'll have more updates if we get any more information before, or I will be posting my boxes. So thank you, everyone. Catch you later.